I mean, for someone like me, I look at a broadcaster like this, like Bob Fife. He's the Ottawa bureau chief for the Globe and Mail. He works for CTV also, or he's a contributor. He worked for Sun Media. He worked for Can West News. He's like part of the old guard, these old reporters. I mean, if I was in the business for 20 some odd years, he's been in the business longer than me. And I feel like I worked with those seasoned kind of bloodhound reporters in at BCTV, like Brian Coxford, Clem Chappell, John Daly, Harvey Oberfeld. Like those were the dudes I came up and I actually got to work with all of them. And for me, I see people like him in the same vein. That's why I'm so disappointed in some of his reporting lately. And he really ticked off a lot of people with his recent headline, the headline being this one here. CSIS alleges India organized support for Poilievre's 2022 conservative leadership bid. I said this in the video the other day. That is the most boring headline I've ever heard. It lacks any punch or pizzazz. And maybe the guy didn't want to write it. But before I talk just a little bit more about that, check this one out. This is from Chandra Arya. Today, the Globe and Mail published an article on the Liberal Party revoking my candidacy to contest in the forthcoming election. My statement issued to the newspaper. As a member of parliament, I have engaged with numerous diplomats and heads of government, both in Canada and internationally. Before I read the rest of this, here's the latest headline. Ousted Liberal MP Chandra Arya barred from running under the party's banner over alleged ties to India. So Robert Fife is really trying to help milk this India angle. And I'll talk more about that in a second. But I went on to read Chandra's statement. He says that he's engaged with numerous diplomats and heads of government, and nobody had a problem. At no point did former Prime Minister Justin Trudeau or any cabinet minister raise concerns about my meetings or public statements. The sole point of contention with the Liberal Party has been my outspoken advocacy on issues important to Hindu Canadians and my firm stance against Khalistani extremism. I mean, that's pretty juicy. I really wish Chandra Arya would start doing some interviews. Anyway, but getting back to Mr. Bob Fife. In that article that he wrote, the Globe and Mail one, he points to CSIS, but really, I believe it was somebody else. It was like this unnamed official within CSIS. I heard that on a podcast I was watching today, and that this unnamed official actually leaked it now. So this dude waited till this election campaign is in full swing, until he's sat on this till 2025. I think he's only done this to smear Pierre Poilievre, to deflect, how terrible a person he is, But I think he's just trying to deflect from the numerous horrible things that we are all learning about Carney that you cannot cover up. But let's hear a little bit of what Bob had to say on Miss Vashi Capellos today. You know what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Vashi, Bob, and Rachel Gilmore, they're going to host a show. Okay, let's go back and listen to some of what he had to say.
That they had intelligence that Indian agents and their proxies had tried to raise money and support for Mr. Poilievre. He did not know about it. His inner circle did not know about it. But the question is, why didn't he want to know about it? He has been asked since June, why don't you have a national security clearance so you can find out who was behind this and make sure that they're not involved in the Conservative Party anymore?
For that, I mean, that's two things he said right there. Pierre didn't know about it, but he's asking why. And he brings up the security clearance, which is something that Mark Carney brings up time and time again. And for that, I always defer to Tom Mulcair on that one, because he's been saying the same thing all along. This clip is a little bit older, but have a look.
They were anything but spontaneous, and it was a planned hit on Poilievre to distract. Over the weekend, the long weekend, we learned that there was a big tussle still going on with India over foreign interference. Well, lo and behold, on Thanksgiving Monday press conference with the RCMP and with Mr. Trudeau, when he got questions about his leadership, he said, well, we're not going to talk about petty internal politics. This is big stuff for Canadians. So he's been trying to distract from his own problems. I'm not saying, by the way, and I'm not even suggesting that the RCMP did this to help Trudeau, nor that the accusations against India aren't serious. They are. But the timing of this is something that was clearly controllable and controlled to help Mr. Trudeau. I used to be the leader of than Her Majesty's loyal opposition. And the main job of the leader of the opposition is to hold the government to account. I agree completely with Poilievre's decision not to take the bait. Trudeau's been trying for a year and a half to restrain what Pierre Poilievre can do by trying to say, come and get this private briefing. And oh, by the way, then you'll be held to an official secret and you won't be able to talk about this anymore. Trudeau doesn't want to talk about the fact that there were known cases, and they're coming out clearly, where the Liberals sat on information, refused to issue warrants and the like with regard to Liberals. So they're trying to distract and say, oh, look at this guy Poilievre. He doesn't even want to know the names of the people. And look at all the conditional wording that Trudeau uses. It's to go back to the 50s in the United States, it's McCarthyism. It's the enemy within. We've got these people and they don't even want to know about it. This is simply not worthy of Canadian politics. I've never seen anything so low. For about 15 minutes, Mélanie Joly, completely over the top rhetoric, a total hit job on Pierre Poilievre. It couldn't become clearer than it did at that moment that this was all about the Liberals trying to focus and attack Pierre Poilievre to avoid having to answer, one, what they have not done on foreign interference, and two, Trudeau's leadership problems. These are all attempts to distract and get away from the issues at hand. And I think that Canadians are a lot smarter than that. They look at Poilievre and they realize this guy was doing his job. And this type of hit is...
Why does the anchor look so horrified? Get your face sorted out, girl.
It's unseemly, frankly.
So sorry, that's all there was to that clip there. But way to go, Tom Mulcair. You're calling it as you see it, and it's very refreshing to hear. Now, like I said, the Globe and Mail is on a little bit of a roll here. Here's another headline. Now, this one isn't written by Bob Fife. It's an opinion piece. And here it is. This is by someone named Lawrence Martin. The book, and this was published, let's just have a look, 9 hours ago. This is late at night as I'm taping this. The book on Pierre Poilievre. He's an angry teenager in the body of a grown man. Oh boy, you are grasping at straws. Anyway, God knows what other headlines are going to come up from these guys. And you can tell that Carney is behind all this. He is pushing this agenda. He is making the media, as they did for Trudeau, carry water for him. And they're doing their job, I got to say. But we're catching on. You can't fool us. Thank you for watching this video today. I'm going to sign off. I didn't show my face because it's so late at night. Thank you guys all for checking out this quick little video I tried to do. Even though I try to do a quick one, I end up talking for 10 minutes. Anyway, thanks for checking this video out. I will catch you soon. If you liked it, please give it a like, and always please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. I'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.